Live with Miami's community newspapers, and I'm Michael Miller, and today our guest is Manny Sarmiento, the president of the Doral Chamber. Welcome.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. This is great. I love it.
So we'll start off with, I am really impressed with the kind of marketing that you have done, one, for Dade County, and two, specifically for people in the Doral and the surrounding areas. You are an amazing person, and you have a great marketing team. So we're going to start with that.
Thank you. But you know what? I love you too.
Right.
So this is great.
So tell us what the Doral Chamber does.
Well, we in 2008 we started the chamber with realizing the need that of businesses. Facebook and some of the other social media tools are coming up, and businesses just were not changing their marketing. They weren't changing the way they're marketing. Chambers became something where you go to an after-hours event, and hopefully met some people. So we decided, hey, we need something in this area in Doral. Doral was starting to grow, starting to boom. And we said, hey, how do we fix this? Let's open a chamber, but let's not open a typical chamber. So we don't do committees, we don't do after hours. We don't call them after hours. And we focus on educating our businesses and giving them real tools, new media tools, new digital media tools, and teaching them how to use it and how to market themselves realistically. The days of always be closing are dead. You don't not always be closing. You'll always be building relationships, is what I say. So that's how we create these events. The speed networking, that's awesome event. We just had 86 people at IKEA. And we built this 2 minutes that you have to speak to someone, and then we do the matchmaking afterwards, breakfast beforehand. So it's a whole 2.5 hour event that's highly successful for you to build relationships and get to know other people. One of the things that I focus on teaching business owners is when you meet somebody at a networking event, to not be a card pusher. Don't go and reach in your back pocket, hey, I'm Manny, this is my card. People don't want your card. And it's not about selling anything. The person you meet at a networking event is not the person who's going to buy from you. So you have to build relationships. You have to get to know. Those individuals have a huge database on LinkedIn and all the social media, plus their own personal databases and email lists. Okay, so you've got to. The question is, as a business owner, is how can I help you? That's how I come to you all the time, isn't it?
Yes. So, and when you mentioned, as you mentioned, I'm reminded. About 2 years ago, we decided we were going to change over to QuickBooks. So I'm hunting around. We're hunting around. Who should we go to? And I was baffled in what to do. And then I saw that you were offering a class in QuickBooks, and you had the professional come in and teach the class. We had one of our accountants go up, sit through the class. And I said to him, well, what do you think? He said, terrific. I said, get that lady who taught it, all right? Let's hire her, because that's what she does. And we are really happy. It was so good, for us to change. And that by virtue of whether you do it yourself or you bring in other people, that's a recommendation by you vetting them first. And we are really happy that we did that. We've probably had a half a dozen people from here attend some of your classes.
Great.
And
we have. Yeah.
We did some Facebook, I think some SEO work, and it sort of reminded people about what we need to do. You have coming up in the end of March,
It's actually in July.
In July.
March 27th is the luncheon on Carnival. We actually go to Port Miami. We get on the Carnival Conquest, and we have a full event. We have from networking before we get on the ship until we're cleared. Then we go to one of the lounges, and we have a speaker. We've had Michael Talbert, Mr. Talbert, Greater Miami Convention Visitors Bureau, Mayor Suarez, host of speakers, Jose Pepe Diaz, Mayor Bermudez, so a bunch of great speakers from major companies. Then we go on and have a full lunch, and they even dance on the tables for us. That's a great networking event. We get about 140 people, 130, 140 people. It's a great event. But this, Taste of Doral, this is what we decided to start in 2012 was the first year. So month of July, it's around restaurant month. Month of July, we have featured specials from, we're not as strict as Miami Spice, which is a great event. This is right in between Miami Spice and Coral Gables Restaurant Week. So, and the point is, you create a good menu item. We're not strict, like I said. It can be breakfast, it could be lunch, it could be dinner, it could be all three. And then we promote this. But now we promote your restaurant, it's 52 times a year, because every Friday we send out Taste of Doral. And now I'm getting people saying, oh, I look forward to your email on Friday so I know where to go this weekend. And that's great. Food's important. We got some amazing restaurants in Doral. Amazing. Cooper's Hawk is one of the top ones in Doral. We've got Novecento now in Doral, Suvice. I mean, it's a long list of chamber members that we promote through Taste of Doral. So look forward to it. tasteofdoral.com.
When you have meetings, general meetings, you go to different businesses to host those meetings?
Sometimes, yes. We'll sometimes do what we call a business blitz. We used to do it every week, but it was just so exhausting to do that every week. So every once in a while, we'll do a business blitz. Business, and mostly, this is our little secret. The business will call and they'll say, "I need help." And I say, "Okay, how can we promote you?" You know, whether it's a restaurant having issues, a lot of restaurants. You know the turnover
Yes.
on restaurants, right? So we get a call from a restaurant. I'm not going to say who, but we recently had one, and now we promote the heck out of them. We tell our lawyers now use them for catering to specific company. So if a business has issues, or if they call. At a certain, and one of the levels on the platinum level and above, we can do a business blitz. We don't do it too often because it's a lot. You see how many events we do, right?
Yes,
I
the time.
I was doing the calendar last month till 1 a.m., okay? There's at least 8 more events coming up in the end of February.
So one of the things we've seen, the small and medium-sized businesses really need somebody to hold their hand and
Yes.
introduce some new things and have the conversation and trying to figure out what they want.
Yes.
So what is one of your main goals with the Doral Chamber to help your members and help the community?
That was a great question. Okay, here's what we realized. Okay, and some people want to downplay chambers. Okay, and I agree with them in some sense. There are some chambers that just, why the heck do you pay this chamber for? But we have some amazing chambers. I mean, we have Coral Gables, which is an amazing chamber. We have Miami Beach Chamber, Greater Miami. You have to know how the culture of these chambers work and strategically work with them. If you're going to participate in Greater Miami Chamber, you better get on a committee. And you better show up, which is the first thing we tell people. Show up. You don't show up, our VP Carmen Lopez says it's like a gym membership. You pay, hey, I paid last year for one of the gyms, I didn't lose any weight. Wow, because I didn't go, okay? So you don't show up, nothing happens. We have some amazing chambers, but what we decided to do is the perception in South Florida, not just Doral, but in South Florida, a lot of people don't understand what a chamber is. We have a lot of international, Central, South America, Brazil, Argentina, who come in, and then their perception of a chamber is different because in their country, a chamber is different. In some of these countries, you have to join the chamber when you open a business. Here you don't, so they don't understand it. So we had to change the paradigm of what we do, and we wanted to be more practical from day one, from 2008. So what we're doing now on platinum levels and above is we're going to include more of the do-it-for-you type of marketing. We do that now because, like this is at least 52 times a week where you get your restaurant featured. Restaurant or entertainment value, because we have K1 in Medley, who's one of our chamber members, and great place, by the way, in some of the entertainment venues. So we said, okay, let's do a little bit more marketing for you. And so if one of the things, if you want to do, whether it's Doral Chamber or whether you look for an opportunity to get in front of people and educate them. This is one of the features on the platinum level. 4 times a year on the platinum level, you can come in and do an event, a workshop. You'll see some of those workshops. We have some amazing workshops. There was one on Instagram last week. We had 22 people at the workshop. These workshops are designed for you to teach. You're not going to sell. I'm not going to let you sell in this workshop. You're going to teach people how to do whatever, hers with Instagram marketing. What happens? Well, we're sending out 29,000 emails with your name on it. You're the contact. We put it on Facebook Live. We have 49 social media points. We put it on Eventbrite, Meetup. We send it to your paper, and you publish a lot of it. Thank you very much. So all that publicity for our platinum level is $9.97 and $24.97 for trustee. All that publicity, but that's the best way, whether it's with the Doral Chamber or any other chamber or any opportunity, get in front of people, put on some free workshops, and as you're educating them, now you're building the relationship, and it becomes top of mind. You hired our QuickBooks
Yes.
lady. We love that because that's one of the things we help her with. She does a workshop for us, and then she gets business out of it because she's independent contractor too. She can come to you and help you set up your QuickBooks the right way. Because the advanced feature on QuickBooks is actually a specific setup for what your needs are.
Right.
So one of the best ways to repeat, very important, and this can help any business, is get in front of people and educate them with what you know, with your expertise, for free.
Yeah, so it's not a matter of, hey, I want you to buy my stuff.
No.
As we've tried
No.
as we've tried to explain to our team, when you go to a chamber meeting and you're bugging people to buy stuff from
don't
you.
do that.
How
Don't
would
do
you like it if every week the same insurance guy came over to you and said, I want you to buy insurance, I want you to buy insurance?
It's so annoying.
Yes, so part of what you provide is a connection to find other people that can help you in your business. Right?
Build your database.
Yes.
Build your network. And seriously and honestly, you want your business to grow, honestly and sincerely look for ways to help others.
So startup business out in Doral, my recommendation is they call you, go to your website, doralchamber.org, and then see what they can offer and what you can offer to them to help them market. So somebody goes to you, you can help them in a lot of different arenas, right?
Yes.
And constantly.
If you're opening, by the way, if you're opening, the grand opening package is really great because on the platinum level and above, we do a grand opening for you. We take care of the entire marketing logistics for you. We contact the mayor. There's no guarantee. Let's make that clear. There's no guarantee. If you're in Sweetwater, we do events in Sweetwater. We just had 24-hour fitness open in Sweetwater, and we had Mayor Orlando Lopez. Now they arranged that. Mayor Orlando Lopez from Sweetwater, Mayor J.C. Bermudez, and their staff. And we bring the big scissors. We got the big scissors, and we got the ribbon if you don't have it. We do the email to 29,000 emails, 49 social media sites, Eventbrite, Eventful. We send it to community newspapers. You help us a lot tremendously.
So when you do that, I know you tell the people, hey, listen, go ahead and put these pictures on your website and on your newsletter if you have one. If somebody doesn't have a newsletter, can you help them out with that?
Yes, well, that's what I encourage. I can't send out. We have a portion in our emails, and we send out a lot of emails. We have a portion on the bottom. I can put your specials, but it is very difficult to send out a special you send me to try to promote you. I have some ideas about that. By the way.
But if a individual business says, hey, Manny, I need some help, and who can you send me somebody that can help create a newsletter
all the time.
And that is essential.
Yeah, we get those calls all the time. And by the way, we vet who we send to you. And I'm not going to recommend someone to you who I don't, who has not fulfilled or has done the job when we've recommended them. They will not get a second referral from us. And honestly, sincerely, and this, I don't think this has ever happened. But I don't want those people in the chamber. If you're not going to be there to help other businesses, if I refer you to another business, and that's a big part. We have a group called the Attorney Marketing Annex, which meets this Friday and the third Friday of every month. And the job with the Attorney Marketing Annex is a referral business amongst attorneys and CPAs and professionals. That's all it is. Because the best way for an attorney to get business is from other attorneys. An immigration attorney that will not do family or real estate, et cetera, et cetera.
A couple of years ago, I went to one of your classes that was offered by a local law firm, and they were talking about marijuana use. And this is 3-4 years ago, where people were still sort of like, sort of jittery about it.
Yes.
And to get that information really opened my eyes, which was, yes, it's legal under certain circumstances. And similarly, if you go to your physician and you get some pain pills for a toothache, and you're terrible at work because of it. The same thing with the marijuana use. You can't just go and be stoned and sitting at work, right? And I felt very comfortable. It created an environment for me that I had somewhat of control over how I would treat people, that were not able to control themselves. So, and our next issue, what do you think some things that you or the city of Doral can do to help the local economy?
That is an amazing question. Number one is support the chamber, and to the city council of Doral, I tell you, make the Doral Chamber the official chamber of the city of Doral. We are the only chamber that's not a binational chamber. We have some amazing international chambers like the Colombian Chamber, the Venezuelan American Chamber, Brazilian American Chamber, which isn't in Doral, but it's a great organization. But what they can do is put more focus on these programs like Startup Doral. We have a program called Startup Doral that we organized. We brought it to the city. The city council approved it, and first Thursday of the month, the city does a first part presentation, the department heads, or sometimes economic development, and how to do business with the city of Doral. It's the biggest issue. What we ran into, Carmen and I, our VP, is the fact that businesses would come in not knowing how to start a business. They'd go and sign a lease and before doing their due diligence. So they'd sign a lease to put a coffee shop where a gym was, and then the place is not zoned for a coffee shop, and you can't do it. You can't even get rezoning is very challenging. So one of the best things, education. Continue with the education. I want to be a little selfish here. They need to support our chamber a lot more. and put some more focus on educational programs and real programs. They've got Prospera coming in doing workshops, which is great. Organizations like Prospera, nonprofits like us, Prospera, and some of those other organizations, SBA, and workshops that really make a difference and educate our businesses. Because the number one thing that causes a business to fail is education. We were talking about social media. That's a big one. We have a class once a month on social media, one on our search engine optimization. We throw in about once a quarter email marketing. These are the three of the top things.
Let's talk about that for a second. So the person that might go to your class, that's really to get them introduced to it. They may wind up doing it themselves, or just understanding that they need to do it and that they need to hire somebody to do it.
But more than that, okay, I focused on the strategies. What are the real strategies of social media? Okay, if you're posting and posting and posting on Facebook, it's wrong because no one's seeing that. We had a discussion about ads, yes, but that has to be done correctly. And if you're going to use someone who's going to do the ads for you, you've got to vet that person, make sure they know how to run the ads. I was showing in the search engine optimization class yesterday about a search for dry cleaners. We're in Doral, and I was getting a dry cleaner showing up as an ad out of Miami Lakes. Well, that's wasted money. Those are the things we have to educate on. By the way, in the social media, I teach the social media and the SEO and the email marketing and the local SEO. I've made those classes extremely practical. It's a 2.5, start 9 o'clock to 12:30, 2.5 hour class, which really could stretch out to the entire day. And it's practical, useful information on strategies. I don't show you how to open a Facebook account.
So if you're a member of the Doral Chamber, what is the charge for those classes?
That's free.
And then if they're not a member, how much is it?
It's $97 for the SEO, SEO, social media, email marketing, local social. Those are all $97 classes. You get a minimum of 5 seats included with your membership. You also get at least one or more, depending on the level, on the QuickBooks, which is $197. We also teach WordPress once a month. That doesn't have any discounts because I already have it discounted from. Typically it's $10.95 to $8.95 in other places. We teach that class for $4.97. Well, why did I start teaching WordPress? Is because some of the times you do everything you need to do with social media and SEO, and you just still can't get your website up to the top, or you're spending tons of money. There's a lot of developers out there who have no idea what the heck they're doing. If they're not using WordPress and they tell you WordPress is a bad thing, it's because they don't know WordPress, because WordPress is the #1 website building tool.
Well, I'm glad you brought up about websites because there's in the American Disabilities Act, it's a requirement that your website be accessible.
You read my mind. I was going to talk about that.
And so we didn't know too much about it. I started hearing about it. I searched like crazy. We found an organization and find your own. And if you're not accessible, it is like not having a parking spot outside for a handicap. And it's really simple. You find somebody, get recommended by somebody, maybe yourself. It was such a relief when we got it done, right? Yeah. It was amazing.
Well,
right?
They're trolling.
Yes.
The attorneys are trolling to find websites, and they're suing you.
Yes. And we know a restaurant, they had to pay $8,000, 5 to the attorney, 3 to the to the client. I mean, to the complaint, the person that filed the complaint, and then they still had to do it. So, folks, if you want to know about accessibility about websites, please call our good friend Manny.
Actually, we're structuring a class on that, by the way, and I want to do that often because it is becoming one of the most important things that your website's ADA compliant. Part of it is what is shown in what we teach in SEO. For instance, an alt tag to an image.
We got a minute and a half left.
Oh, minute and a half. Well, one of the things, if you don't mind, I want to take this time to say, look, print is not dead. Okay, I recommend you guys all the time. This has to be strategic, combined with a good social media and digital marketing, not social media, digital marketing strategy. Print works. You just have to monitor, and you have to somehow, which is challenging, measure your ROI. And I want to give you an accolade because your paper is really one of the best in this community. The fact that you're covering different communities and the way you do it. You bring great information. It doesn't matter if they're not advertisers with you, you still promote them. You promote great events in the community. You bring great speakers in. Please continue what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. And we have a great team here. And right now the recipe is working very nicely, combining our luncheons that we do, our general activities, our interviews, the newspapers. We have a magazine called Inspire Health. It's 92 pages, this coming up issue, and it's distributed all throughout the county, so we're really delighted to do that. And we urge you to read your content wherever you're reading it, read it, and support them, all right? By the way, Wall Street Journal has 2 million paid subscribers. New York Times has 5 million subscribers. Unfortunately, the Miami Herald filed for bankruptcy, the parent company, but they will come out. It will be different, right? And we are able to gleefully successful in reaching the people of the community because our team has been able to do that like you do.
You get it.
Right?
You get it.
Yes.
They don't. You get it.
So I do want to say, listen, county commissioners, city people in Doral, take care of the transportation problem we have all over the county. People in Kendall and Doral and down south got stiffed, all right? And make sure when you vote for a mayor of Miami-Dade County that you vote for the candidate that's going to support your particular position. I want to say hi to Carmen Lopez, VP of Doral Chamber, and Manny Sarmiento, President. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this opportunity. God bless you.
My pleasure.
God bless
And
you.
we're going to say, this is where I say, and goodbye, folks. Have a great day.